Tanner, thank you so much for letting me go along with you to the KFC Yum Center tonight.
It was a good time.
Yeah, the #2 Syracuse Orangemen, unfortunately, they took down your Louisville Cardinals, and but I really have to thank you very much for hosting me on my tour throughout America, analyzing the fan base of each and every major program.
Sure.
So, if you could, just kind of walk me through on how you feel like tonight went and what your experience was like.
Well, it started off great. Yeah, I know this is your first time in the Yum Center, and let me tell you something, that sucker is a beauty. It's the best part about going to a cards game. You're going to the KFC Yum Center, there's a sports bar everywhere you look. I brought this home with me. You
brought it home,
yeah.
And it's amazing that you got that past security. It is a beauty.
And it's so fun going into the Burnett's Lounge before the games, and they've got some really good roast beef. Did you have some, or did you have the brisket?
I went with the roast beef. I went with the roast beef.
The roast beef is top notch, and they've got some a full bar back there. You can get whatever you want, and so obviously I took advantage of that.
Obviously,
as you know, and. It was just a great time before the game. I actually missed, the first couple minutes, but, no big deal. Got to my seats, and the crowd was juiced.
How'd you get your tickets for tonight?
My boss gave them to me.
Yeah.
He bought us a group of 8, and I was salesman of the month, so I got these Syracuse tickets. So.
Fantastic, and I appreciate you bringing me with you tonight.
Sure.
4th row. Behind Louisville's bench. It was amazing.
They were good seats, weren't they, dude?
Oh, I know. If we could cover a couple of those points that you made. Tonight was a whiteout, and in Burnett's Lounge, that is, of course, the White Lounge, in the KFC Yum Center, and you were wearing red.
Man, nobody told me anything about this being a whiteout. I don't know how everybody came together and did it. Kudos to them. I guess I'm just completely out of the loop, but
it was a lot. It was in the media, in the paper, based on various fan sites.
Like I said, I don't know. I just completely missed it. Well, what am I supposed to do? All right, I had a white shirt on before the game. I worked downtown. I was wearing a white Oxford with a tie.
So why did you change?
Well, because I was going to a cards game.
Right.
I've got to wear my red.
Would you say that Burnett's Lounge was more of a priority to you than supporting the whiteout?
Nice roast beef, a couple vodkas, a couple beers. It's a nice atmosphere in there. Have you ever seen anything like that?
No, it was amazing.
I'm telling you.
How big of a fan are you exactly?
Huge, die hard.
Yeah, and you wore red at the whiteout.
In hindsight, probably should have just worn the white shirt to the game. I thought I'd wear a red shirt to a Louisville game, and it turns out that was a big mistake.
If you go to a dinner party, do you show up empty-handed? If you were to go to a Halloween costume party, would you show up without costume?
Bottom line is, I did not understand that it was a whiteout game. But I had no idea.
I wanted to find the best example of a Louisville fan.
Me.
Yeah, which
I'm a diehard Cards fan, and I'm sorry I didn't realize it was a whiteout.
I was in my seat at tip-off, and I thought maybe I was in the wrong place because you weren't there. So I just see what was going on. What happened?
Hey, look, when you start talking to people, in there, and you've been drinking a little bit, you gotta stand in line for the bathroom so you don't cut in front of people. It just takes some time. I'm not going to go to any Louisville game without a little lubrication. I've got to cheer on my Cards. It's great. It's you're at a bar, so it's hard to just all of a sudden cut everything off at one set point.
And the #2 team came into your house tonight and beat you by 1 point. What do you feel could have gone differently for the Cards tonight?
I think it starts and ends with Peyton Siva. I think Patino's completely killed his jump shot.
What do you think?
It's Patino's fault. He's working him too hard. He doesn't have his legs. Look at him freshman year. He was lighting it up from outside. This year he can't hit the broadside of a bar. It's because Patino took out his legs. Well, he's working him too hard. Patino's practices are notorious for being insanely difficult, the hardest in the country. And if Peyton Siva is running 10 suicides before a game, and full-on leg workout. Pitino practices them way too hard, playing like they've just gone through the gauntlet, and here they are, tired, they're sweating before the tip-off even starts.
You wouldn't consider that just a mild warm-up that most every other team in the country
does? Yeah, Pitino probably calls it mild.
What did you feel about the actual game and how it was played?
It was a little slow for my taste. I like a little bit more pace, a little more 3-pointers and dunks and stuff. But it was okay. It was a nice atmosphere, I suppose. The crowd was into it. But at the end of the day, 52-51, that's not really my cup of tea kind of game.
Well, you realize that they were slowing down the game by playing the 2-3 zone and taking away transition.
Say what you want. The Baltimore Ravens of 2000. They won every game 3-0. Boring. I want some action. I want some fast paced.
Down the stretch, this tight ball game. The crowd was going crazy, and with about 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go, Syracuse scored a go-ahead bucket. I noticed that you left. I didn't see you after that moment. Was it to go get the last bit of roast beef? What was the story?
Well, the roast beef is good, but no. I had my fill before the game. I had to get home. I didn't want to sit in traffic. My wife was wanting me to get home, and bottom line, it was 8:45 on a Monday night. So I saw the last bucket of the game, and I didn't want to sit in traffic.
I have to tell you, there wasn't any traffic.
Well, that's irrelevant.
But the traffic wasn't bad.
I've created my system where I get out when I deem the game is over.
And so the game was over with a 1-point game
look,
at 2:12 left. What did you need to come home so quickly for that maybe an additional 5 minutes couldn't wait?
When your wife is getting on you, telling you you need to be home, do you ignore that?
What was here at home that had to happen so quickly? What was so pressing?
Look, we bought the tickets. We went to the game. What's it matter what time I get there, what time I leave? I was at the game cheering on my University of Louisville Cards.
But you left at the most critical moment.
The game was over. Were any more points scored?
No, but there were 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining.
Well,
they changed the possession 3 times on each end. Did it have anything to do with the fact that they cut off alcohol sales in the arena?
Oh, are you calling me an alcoholic?
You were up and down probably faster than some of the players.
I can't put myself in a position where if they sold more alcohol, would I have stayed longer?
Would it give a greater percentage that you would stay in the final 2 minutes of a 1-point game?
Question I can't answer.
Can't answer. But it didn't have anything to do with the fact that you had booze at home. Thanks a lot for having me tonight at the KFC Yum Center for the #2 Syracuse Orange in my quest to analyze all of the college basketball fan bases.
I don't know if you call it analysis more than badgering.
Badgering?
But
I mean, you wore a red shirt to a whiteout.
Don't question my fanhood.